Good evening, all. It's a great pleasure to welcome each one of you to the eighth and the final session Implementing and Scaling HR Innovation, a defining culmination of our design thinking for HR innovation and reimagining HR process, the process excellence. With the first job human capital and Genta Recruit. This is Dr. Shanti Neelakannan, Academic Director, Bridge Academy, and I'm truly delighted to have you all here as we arrive at the significant phase of our journey. It's inspiring to reflect on how far we have come together from deeply understanding challenges to designing, prototyping, testing, and now stepping into implementation and scale. Great journeys are shaped by vision, guided by expertise, and enriched by participation. My heartfelt thanks to each one of you for being an integral part of the online certification program. My sincere gratitude to Ms. Jency for her exceptional guidance and to Mr. Murli Kasinath sir, CEO for Job Human Capital, Genta Recruit, and Bridge Academy for the vision that made this journey possible. I also extend my thanks to Mr. Madan Kumar, Head Business Development, along with his dedicated team from Genta Recruit for Job Human Capital for the consistent coordination and behind the scenes support. Wishing you all a continued success in your future endeavors. With that, I now invite Ms. Jancy Jose to take the session forward. Thank you and have a great learning. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am, for your warm welcoming to all of us. So today is the last session of our design thinking. We have done the past 7 sessions, starting from the empathy. We have completed till the last step of design thinking, but still today this is an actually a bonus session where we will be just trying a few things that is there apart from like the design thinking concepts that will help you to maybe improve the performance of your employee. So those things we will deal today. Yes. So yeah, let me share my screen. I hope my screen is visible for all of you. So today's session is implementing and scaling the HR innovation. We talked about till the all the 7 classes. Till this session, we have talked about everything like design thinking, how to do the design thinking, how to be empathetic to others, how to find the or how to define statements. That means problem statements, then how to create ideas, generate ideas, then do the prototype, then test it. So we have done till now. Now it's time for us to see what is actually innovation. So we have to see this, because just doing the things like just preparing everything, just trying to implement that only is not going to work. The innovation part also should work. It should be like creating something, and keeping it as such is not the thing that we expect. Actually, we create things, we create new things. That is what is meant by innovation, right? The creative thinking that we have, and we find some solution. So now it is time for us to think about the innovation part of this. So yeah, it's me. Yeah, this is about me. Those who have not connected with me, I like, if you would like to, you can connect me here. Yes. So this is just the session overview. We don't have much to do in today's session, but we have to see what is the HR innovation, then launching the tools, then there are little bit of change management strategies that we should follow. Then we have the measuring impact. Once you try, you implement things, everything works fine, you have to measure your employees' performance. So we have the KPIs, we have the ROI. Yes, then have design thinking in HR, then building innovation culture and roadmap. So that is what we will deal today. Yeah. So yes, HR innovation means like we know that HR innovation means rethinking the traditional HR practices that we follow. So it combines the technology with the human-centered design. When we do the design thinking, we always focus on human-centered, real user designs actually. Like organizations today need agile HR strategies. So HR is actually no longer a kind of administrative thing. It drives the business outcomes. So now till now we were like seeing the HR department as something who just take care of the administrative side, but it is no longer in that way. We have to it drives the business outcomes. Okay, that duty is also now with the HR department, because through this, whatever we have done all the sessions, through these all, it helps you to get there. This session will cover tools, strategy, and all the execution. So that is what we will do today. Yeah. So need for HR innovation. We know that employees today expect very flexibility. Some of them are asking for remote jobs. Some employees are asking for hybrid kind of jobs. So everything had come to a point of flexibility and purpose. Remote works, then some even many companies are giving the remote work, and then technology is reshaping the talent management. Then we have the employee experience is actually now a priority kind of thing. So innovation helps the organization always stay competitive, because today's world we know that the competition is always taking place, and everyone has to come up to the first line, and they have to improve their brand name. So innovation is that thing which helps the organization to stay competitive, even if many companies come up again. Our company will be a kind of like we will have a space where like we will be at the first position, because we implement all these things that we have discussed already. Now, strategies for launching the HR tools. So we know that we will have identify the problem areas, then define clear objectives, then we know that we select the right tools, the pilot testing, scale gradually. So pilot testing means actually before your product is ready, your solution is ready, if you need to like before you make it a full scale implementation, you can do a small scale implementation and you can check whether it works or not. So that is pilot testing, and then from that you will gradually increase. So starting like we start by identifying the pain points in HR process, then set the measurable goals that we have to achieve. We choose the tools, the right tools actually, what is and the tools that align with our business, because we have a n number of tools nowadays. It is not that we have to use every tool, we have to include every tool into our company. That is not required. We have to see which is that tool that aligns with our business needs, and we have to use that tool. And pilot programs, this pilot testing, of course, it will helps us to reduce the risk. Then after that we will do the scaling gradually after the validation from the pilot testing. So that is what we do. We develop the plan, review, we agree, drive the internal awareness, generate partner awareness, drive market, because these all things are needed actually. Maybe for these two, that is develop plan, review and agree, for this two maybe we will take 2 months. For internal awareness and generate partner awareness, we may take 3 months again. Maybe it will take 3 months. And the market awareness also, it is going to take 3 months. So this is a kind of like, it will take a month, a span of 30 days for each stage. So that is how we use the tools, we test the tools, and we gradually scale the tools. Now, selecting the right HR tech. So this is what I have always focused on, pointed the thing is always when you create a technology kind of thing, it should be feasible one, user friendly. Tools should be easily, easily our employees can handle it, they can use it. Then integration with the existing system is critical. Like data privacy should be there, that we have to ensure the data privacy. Then ROI. So like what ROI is, return of investment. I hope you all know that. So we have to evaluate this ROI before we invest. Correct? That is the right businessman. Whenever like we think of investing in something, we have to prepare the ROI. What will be the return? We have to plan before investing. And of course, we need vendor support impacts our long-term success. Yes. So yeah. So our technical side, that means if it is a portal or anything, it should be a user-friendly interface for our employees to use, the vendors to use, the clients to use. Yes. Now, a change is always required in this. So change means when and where we have to make this change. So change management, this thing ensures the smooth transitions, because we have already seen that like we are changing from one step to another step. We are always moving from one step of the design thinking to another step of the design thinking. So change is changing, the change measurement is always helpful for the smooth transition of us. It reduces our disruptions during when we are in the phase of the innovation. It helps us to reduce the disruptions. The resistance is actually, we will be like when we try to implement something, there will be a lot of blocks or resistance. That is natural, and we expect that every time. So but communication plays a very important role here. During those times, leadership must actively, like it should be supported for this change. So leadership role is also having a very important this like a very important play, like it has to play a very important role in changing um, the management, I mean the process of smoothly handling of doing the transition from one phase to another phase. So change management, that is very important. And this is actually one activity. So today we are not going to do the activity. This is like you all can do one thing. You all can take a screenshot of this and you can try identify one HR problem in your organization, suggest one innovative solution and share with your group. So this even you can do within your company, within your, like you will be having a team. If you're having a team in your company, you can try this. Just take a screenshot of this. You can try this. So yeah, so here like what we always do is we study the current process, then identify the snacks, and then plan transition, implement the changes. This is actually the process that we always do. Yes. Now, we were talking about the models of change management. When change, we know that for us to, the change management means we are like the transition from one phase to another phase, right? So these are the tools. Again, that is what I'm saying. Whenever you are using a tool, uh, just stick to any one of these tools, one or two. That is depending upon your wish. You can stick to those, but don't try to use all the tools, because maybe your company is not having that requirement. So you have to always select the tools which will be like uh, aligning with your company. Okay, so that is how you have to select your tool. Now here you can see the Levin's change model, then you have the Kotter's 8-step model, you have the Adker model, ADKR model, then you have the comparing models. So one thing is choosing the right model. So here this Levin's model is actually a 3 simple step. We will just see what it is actually. So it is a 3 simple step model. Then the Kotter's model, like it is already mentioned that it is the 8-step model we have, and we have the ADKR here, that model also we have. That is like for individual. Actually, these all, how we can select which tool is going to help us in our, or which tool is going to align with our business. To know that, we should know about these tools. So let's know about these tools. So this is the first tool, Levin's change model. as I told you, it is three-step model. You can see here. It is a three-stage framework where it uses the concept of unfreeze, change, refreeze. So it is designed to manage organizational change effectively. Everything, all these deals with actually with the change management. If some change is happening, these tools will come into picture there. It focuses on like overcoming inertia, transitioning to new behaviors. So a change is happening there, right? And solidifying changes often compared into melting ends. That is why it is we are adapting to or we are implementing one change, we are doing the transition. That is why it is actually called used this unfreeze, change, freeze technique. And it is this three-step technique. Let me zoom it for you. Yeah, unfreeze, you can see that recognize the need for change, determine what needs to change, encourage the replacement of old behaviors and attitudes, ensure there is strong support from the management, manage and understand the doubts and concerns. So this is like unfreezing part, like what something we have to remove, correct? Replace, that is what unfreeze. Then we have the change. In change, plan the changes, implement the changes, and help employees to learn that changes, learn those new concepts, because we are going to, employees are the people who are going to brand your business, right? Even though it is maybe word of mouth or whatever it is. So it is them we will be focusing more. So we should help the employees to help, to learn new concepts or point of view. Point of view we have already discussed. Yes. Now rephrase. Rephrase means changes are reinforced. Just change, because if we are trying to change a behavior, we will have that. That is what inertia. We will have that tendency to go back to the uh, older stage, the previous stage, correct? So we have to make it reinforced and we have to make it stabilized. That is the refreeze. Integrate changes into a normal way of doing things, develop ways to sustain the change, celebrate the success. So of course, if these all things happens, at the last outcome will be the success. So we should have that mentality to change. We should implement that change, and whatever change happens, we should we should learn to stabilize that change. Okay. So it is not like we adapted to something 1 month we are going back to the previous system again. It is not like that. We should come back, we should stabilize whatever transitions had happened to us, correct? Yes. So that is why rephrase is important. So Levin's change model, we have 3 steps. Now this is the quarter eight step model. Here we have 8 steps. So like we have the establishing a sense of urgency. That is the first step, examining market, which is very, very important. If your company had to become success, you should have the market awareness, correct? So examining market and competitive realities, what is really happening in the market, we should be aware of. We should know that. We should ensure that whatever developments or what are the transitions or changes that happens in the market. Identifying and discussing crisis, then we have the potential crisis, major opportunities, all these establishing. We should have a sense of urgency at the first stage. Then we should create the vision, creating a vision to help the direct change effort, because we are changing it. So we should have the vision to help directly the changing effort. Then encourage the group to work together as a team. So this is the, so in between, like you have, first you should have the sense of urgency. Then you should have the guiding coalition, forming a guiding coalition. Then you should have the vision, because you will be made into groups. That group should have a vision. Then we should communicate properly what is the vision. Then we should empower others to act on the vision, because just having a vision is not enough. We should start acting on that. So whatever restrictions I told you, we have to get rid of those. Changing our mindset, encouraging risk taking, and we don't want any traditional way of ideas or activities hereafter, because we know how design thinking can help the HR activities. So now here onwards, we are not going to look back to the traditional methods. We will be going to the modern design thinking, HR planning or HR processing techniques. Then we have the planning for and creating short term wins. So this is like, because we are planning something for the first time, So we are planning for short term, planning for visible performance, because when you try to implement something, if there is no, just consider that you are trying to implement a solution, and to get to see the output, it takes 1 year. Would you think that you will feel happy with that implementation process? No. Even though if it is not giving a like what we say, if it is not, at least gradually it should give a result, correct? Even though we are not immediately, we are not expecting a result, because it is not possible, right? At least if you implement some solution, you have to wait, you have to check how it is working. So for that, it takes, gradually it happens, and it takes maybe 2 3 months or 90 days, I mean 3 months. But we have to, that is why I told we have to plan for short term wins. It is not like we are creating a solution and we are waiting for 2 years for its outcome. That won't work. Even we people will get bored and fed up with that. So what we do is we plan, we create for short term wins, which will help us easy, I mean which will help, which will make us happy, and also which will keep on motivating in creating the next short term goals. And winning that short term goals, finally we can, like in the full scale or a long term goal, we can aim at. So that is what actually happens. Then we have to, like, whatever short term goals, after the short term goals, winning the short term, we can like consolidate the improvements and produce still more change. That is what I told. When you win in one of the short term, you will get motivated, you will try the next one, so that you will get a series of like success. And then institutionalize, like new approaches. You have to do the articulating the connections between the new behaviors and corporate success, because we all are into business. So we have to see how our business works. We have to like adapt um, the like aligned way of tools that helps us to do the innovation in our company or organization. So this is like the other method, as I we have already told. This is the another method, ADKAR. A is for awareness, so elements in the subjects that have some purpose and goals for the business company. Then we have D for desire. Like it is like everything is for the company success or goals. Everything aims at the purpose or goals of our company. So A is for awareness, D is for desire, K is for knowledge. A, we have the ability, R, we have the reinforcement. So something we have, like we are aware about, then we are desiring for something, some goal to happen, collecting the data, getting knowledge in that, then trying to the ability to implement that one, and then reinforcement. That means you should have the stabilized way of in your new method. So this is another tool that we use. And I told you, right, you should not use each and every tool you don't want to implement into your company. It is not necessary. What you should be aware about is which is that perfect tool that matches my company or aligns with my company. This is what you have to focus on. For that, this is what will help you. So when the ADKAR model, we have that it is focusing on the individual behavior. It is employee driven, for why, but for what it is best for. So employee driven organizational changes of all types and sizes. So it is nothing issue with the size or the like the employee size, the employee count, nothing, no problem with that. Structure stages repeatable, requires organizational process for scaling. Okay, now Levin's that 3-stage model, it is for the change process. So when the other model, the first model is focusing on the individual behavior, maybe it could be the individual behavior of the employee even, or the behavior of like the clients who come across, like whom we come across with. So that may be. Then in Levin's change model, we have, it is completely the transition phase. We already saw that it is like 3 phase. So that is a change process. So it will be for simple organizational changes, not for that duplicate, I mean, the complicated ones that we have to use this one. Easy to understand. It is, yeah, it is very easy to understand how the things happen. And it will help in simplifying the process. So that is Levin's change model. The Kotter's 8-step is leadership and strategy. That is the focus of it. It is for large scale organization. Focuses on the leadership, the culture, it could be complex actually, because we are aiming at large scale organizational change, complex ones, where leadership and the strategy planning is very, very important. Then we have other two more. So you can just go through these models. This is actually like, I have discussed the famous three of the models. So according to what is the need of your company, do you need like what is the business that you are into? Depending upon that, you have to use whichever model you need. Okay. So this is how the model works. Now, handling resistance to change. So we already told that we know that now we are into the transition stage. So when we try to do the transition, for example, we even like, for example, if just think that a student is preparing for the exam. The student is preparing for the exam, like if the public exams are there within 1 month, the student will have the transition phase. Like maybe he or she was studying for learning for maybe spending in learning for 2 hours daily. When it is the time of a public exam, they have to do the transition. They have to take care of health. They have to devote like mm, more time for their studies. They have to do that. So that is actually a transition phase. And do you think that it is very easy for that student to do that like suddenly when the exam comes? Is it easy for them? No, they also will have all the resistance. The same way, when we try to implement something in our company, we will have a lot of resistances. Maybe it could be from the employee side, it could be from our senior officer, or it could be from our client, something that happened that is not working. So of course we have the resistance, blockages, for sure we will have, but how we handle it matters always. So resistance is often comes, sometimes it may be because of fear, or we are not having the uncertainty. For example, like you are having something, you are having a good idea, somebody is there, like a client or somebody who would like to invest in your company. They will have that fear. If you are not properly explaining them, they will have the uncertainty that whether should I invest or not. Correct. So all this kind of resistance could be of any kind. It come from the employee side, it come from the client side, it come from the investor, VC, whoever it is. So this open communication is a very, very important thing. Keeping the things clearly, clarifying the things, transparent way of communication, that is what always build the trust. So employees should feel involved. We should involve the employees in everything. Yeah, we should provide the training which helps to reduce the anxiety of our employees. Correct. If somebody else put it to a project to a project which the employee never have done before, or no idea he is having, like he will be in this fear stage or worried stage. Correct. The anxiety kind of stage. So but what if we are just providing a training for them? So training always reduces the anxiety. Then we have to highlight the benefits clearly. That is actually very, very important. Whenever we try to implement something, we should talk about the benefits of that very clearly. These are the things that is going to happen if this transition happens successfully. These are the things that you will get as an added advantage. So that is our responsibility to convey this. Now, yeah, very, very important thing when we deal with the scaling: KPIs, key performance index. We have all the efficiency metrics, the hiring metrics, retention rates, performance indicator. So I just have given you an example for a dashboard which shows the KPIs. We can even have the KPI for different, I mean, individually for each, for individually for the employees. That can be also done. Their targets, their achieved ones, what they have not achieved, everything will be perfectly documented in the KPI sheet. Yes, so that is about the KPI. So how we used to measure it? We know that measure the performance of the employee, their actions, their decisions, then motivate them. These all will actually motivate the employees, right? Seeing that we have done something better than last month is actually motivating for each employee. If you have achieved something, and that is something better from like you have succeeded better than your last month, then it is of course happiness for the employee, motivating the employee. Yes. And and also we have the risk also, like misunderstanding. Too many indicators KPIs is having, sometimes we get confused with what are these indicators actually. Then the manipulation, the not aligning properly with whatever work we are doing or whatever we are put to, and pressure by KPIs, that is also there. You have, like, some of the companies, what they do is they will have in the hierarchy, they will have the senior manager who will pressure like anything, that the KPIs are not met. Why didn't you do that? And you can sometimes see that these KPIs will be like the target they have already done, described, is of not non achievable kind of. Sometimes this happens actually. So it should not be, our KPI should not never give a pressure, extra pressure for our employee. So that is what we should be always like careful about. Yes. Now, moving to the next, we have, okay. So, this thing, the KPI helps us to track the success. These metrics, like this also should align with our business goals. So that is how we have to prepare the KPI sheet. Then hiring efficiency should be there. Retention, which will help you, like retention, it will always reflects our employee satisfaction. That is why they are here. They are continuing in our company, right? And performance metrics show the effectiveness of your employee in your company. So now moving to the ROI. So yes, return of on investment. We have the cost versus benefit, the productivity, the time saving, the employee satisfaction, business impact. So ROI is just it justifies our HR investment actually. It measure both the tangible or like intangible benefits that we are having. It saves time because it is automation that is happening within, right? So it saves the time. Like it will make our employees happy. If our employees are happy, in turn, what we will get, it will make our company and our employee both productive kind of. Then yeah. So, and we can also the link HR outcomes to the business result. So I have just given a graph which just shows the like how the effective outcome of a like good company growth happens. Yes. Now we have the employee experience metrics. So employee experience is always very, very important, or we could say that employee experience is the critical thing. We have the surveys that provides us valuable insights. Then we have the NPS, ENPS. We will be dealing with that now. Employee NPS score. It also measures the employee loyalty. Then continuous feedback, because we know that we do the survey, we do the feedback. So continuous feedback will improve the process. Now, Growth opportunities will increase the satisfaction in your employee. So this also happens. Career growth tracking, well-being metrics. So we prepare all this in kind of metrics format, which helps us to track your employee. So here you can see define and track employee experience metrics, administer surveys, because we do surveys, we do the feedbacks. Yes, so we try to observe the employee behavior. So everything will help you in making the employee experience metrics a wonderful one actually. Now, yeah, this is the NPS score, net promoter score. So we have the promoters, we have the passives. So this is like yeah, this is like how it we will deal with the employee, the emotions of the employee. Are they satisfied, or they are happy, they feel average? So all these things we can get it from the NPS score. If you are trying to put it on the employee, like you can get it, or if you in organization, of course we just try to see that in the like employee side of you. Yes. So now, now culture of continuous innovation. So innovation, of course, it should happen. Innovation must be continuous because we should never stop it in between. It should be always the experimental kind of thing. It should continuously happen. Employees should feel safe to the experiment. And recognition, we should recognize our employees, which boosts their motivation. Then we have like learning culture. This drives the innovation. Actually, that is what we told when we are conducting any like a small kind of boot camp, or maybe a training session for 2 3 days. This will make the employee to interact with each other. It will motivate them. Some sharing the knowledge will help them to keep them in motivated. They will try to learn new things. So this is how these culture, what is a culture we are creating in our company, is very important. So this will help them in create a learning mindset. The leadership support, the rewards we have to give to the rewards to those people who are actually working smart. Yes, so this is also very important in our like company culture. Now, design thinking, of course, that is what we were dealing with nowadays. We have the empathy, we did the define problem, ideation was also done, prototyping was done, and testing also done. So as I have already mentioned you, design thinking is a human centered approach. It will start with understanding our employee. It is not like, okay, we will just try implementing this, let other things happen automatically. No, we have to start understanding our employees. We have to define the real problem. Then we have to generate the multiple ideas. Then do the prototype, do the testing part also, that is a small scale testing, how it works or not. So all these things actually matters. Now, again, there is a small activity for all of you. You can just yes, you can just go through it. It is redesign onboarding experience, apply design thinking steps. So this is like you have to design a challenge. So mini design challenge, that is the task that you are having. So apply this design thinking and find any problem and find any solution for that. So you can just try it, just take a screenshot of it and do that. Okay. Yes. Now we have done everything. Just think that we have done everything. We have done with the implementation part, we have done with the prototype, we have done with the testing, but we should measure it, right? We should always measure it. So for measuring this, we have how we have to measure it. So measure how the employees respond, because employee satisfaction matters a lot. Then we should what is the usability, because if it is a UI UX interface, that is what we have done. The usability of that, how the employees are getting adapted to it. Then their efficiency improvements, it also matters. The innovation outcomes show, that also matters. Then feedback quality, it is not like you are sending feedback every week and you are getting the negative feedback, or always you are getting the balanced feedback. That doesn't work, right? You, because you are planning to improve your company's brand or your company's outcomes success with the help of the feedback quality or the surveys that we do. So feedback quality indicates the engagement of your employees, this, which is very important. Now, and the next thing, we should have the stakeholders. We already know these people are very important to each company. We have to identify the stakeholders, because stakeholders of course influence the success of our company. Then what is the priority of our stakeholder, we should understand. Align HR goals with our business. So we have to always align our goals. Then we have to address the concerns proactively to our stakeholder. Yes, because stakeholder is very important for each and every company. Trust, always build that trust through transparent open communication. So that is what we have to do with our stakeholder. We have to like explain, clarify their doubts, make them understand what is that you mean by the implementation of the new product or solution. Do influence the stakeholder, which will keep you or make you to the path of success. Now, and this is actually like how you can try doing your or making the trial of whatever you have learned. You can use a 30, 60, 90, 30-day roadmap where you use 30 days for planning, you days 60 days for pilot. Pilot means we already know that, right? The testing phase. Before you do something in large scale, before you try to implement something in large scale, you do that in a small scale implementation. That is called as pilot. Pilot testing you can do, then 90 days for implementation. So this actually will be like this roadmap, this complete roadmap will ensure the structured execution of that. We have the first phase that focus on planning. I already told you the first phase, that is the 30 days, it will focus on the planning. Then you have the second phase, that is testing the solutions, pilot testing. Then the third stage, you have the implementation part. So track all these progress milestones carefully, so that is your road to success. So whatever we have learned till the session 7, you can try implementing that with a 30-60 day roadmap, where you should include the planning, and you should include the testing part, and you should have the improvement part also, I mean implement part also. Yes. And even you can do one more thing. You can just because it is 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, you can just break down that into small goals, like maybe week wise goals, or how the resources are allocated, assign the resources effectively, identify the risks early. That is very very important. We should not wait until it like it hits, or we will just have to face the failure because of this risk. So we have to identify the risk early. That is proper risk management. Plan the communication strategy, success metrics, define the success metrics. For sure it will work. Yes, so I hope this is what actually we have to discuss for today. And yes, let me stop sharing my screen. Yeah, so this is what we have to, like, we have gone through all the steps of design thinking. Now today, this session is meant for scaling it, how to implement it with the help of the tools, how to make it in a strategic way, how to make it in a steady kind of way. Like, even though if you implement something, it should not be there like for 1 month or 10 days, it should be there for many years. That way we have to implement, but still you have the choice of improving the things or changing the things, because we always can go for transition in our design thinking. We already told that it is a non-linear process, so we can always go for a transition. We can go to the last stage and then we can come back to the first stage again. We can continue, right? Sometimes we go to the mid stage and then we come back to the first stage. Everything, anything can be done. So yes, so that is how the design thinking process happens. So this is completely about design thinking. So I hope you all have understood regarding it. Yeah, we will do one thing. I'll give you a 2 minutes break. Okay. We will come back after 2 minutes break. Please don't leave. You can come back after 2 minutes break. Yeah, just take a 2 minutes break. Okay, so I hope all of you are back. So till now, we have gone through all the 5 steps of design thinking. The empathy part. Empathy, we have learned, we have discussed the empathy mapping, then the surveys, how to do the questionnaires, how to do the personas, then all these things were done during our empathy phase. Then we moved to the define phase. In define phase, we have learned how to create the problem, like problem statement, the proper problem statement. We have discussed the POV, that is point of view. We discussed, we had tasks on how might we, that is HMW questions, the affinity diagram. We use the 5 why analysis, the why, the like asking why 5 times. We had done that to find the root cause. User need analysis we did. So that is about the define part. Then in ideate phase, you did the brainstorming, the mind mapping, the scamper method, crazy eight. I hope you have done it, or if not, please see how the crazy eight method is. These are the things that we have done in the ideate phase. Then prototype phase, we have seen the paper prototype, the wireframe, the mockups, then the storyboard, then I think the journey map. All these things we have learned. In testing, we have you done the usability testing, the survey, how to do the feedback, how to do the interview, how to do the iteration. All these things we have discussed. So these are the like summary of what we have done, what are the tools that we have done till yesterday. And also today we have added a few more tools to that. All these tools that helps in the change management system, the transition phase, everything. So I hope you all have you all might have got some idea, like there is a difference when you were in this class on the first day for the first session, and this day. I think there may be there should be some difference actually. So start implementing these things. Now what I would like to do is, I will be sharing you the feedback. Of course, feedback is very valuable for us. So sharing you the feedback. Please take 1 minute, less than 1 minute of time to fill the feedback. Yeah, give me 1 second. I'll put it in the chat. Yeah, it's there in the chat. So all of you, please try filling the feedback now. What you have felt. We need actually honest reviews. If anybody is having any questions, you can ask here, or you can even ask that in the WhatsApp group. Okay, if you are like when you try to implement something, if you are having any questions or doubts how to implement it productively, you can ask. If you all have done with the feedback, can you just give me a thumbs up? Have you all done with the feedback? Please give a thumbs up. Have you all done? Nobody is giving thumbs up. Have you all done? Shall I take it as like you all have done it? Yes. Done? Have you all done? Just message in chat, or yeah, I can see one thumbs up. Yes. I hope you all have done. So yeah. So like only one more thing is left. That is, yeah. So thanking everyone, thanking Centa Recruit and First Job Human Capital for giving me this opportunity. Thanking each everyone who had participated in all the sessions. Some of you might have come in the like recent sessions. Please do watch the other the previous, I mean the initial starting sessions, because it is going to create a very good impact in your uh, career. I mean the whole complete how the company works, how you are going to implement new things, how you are going to make your employees happy. So I thank Murali Kashnathan sir, and I thank Shanti ma'am. I thank each and everyone because participants are very, very important. So I thank each of you who had been here for all the sessions. I hope something you have got from this session. Yeah, thank you all. Thank you everyone. If you have not done the feedback, please do that. Yes, so we will wind it up. Please try implementing all the tools that you have, that we have discussed, because it works for everyone. It works for in every company. Try implementing all those what we have learned. Okay, thank you. Thank you to all. Yeah, fine. So we will leave the session. We will wind it up. Thank you to all.